Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirecTV 348, Sling, Roku, and AppleTV.
Mary had a little man. The fault.
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
This is unbelievable, too. This is an amazing thing, too, because here you have the president of the United States doing absolutely nothing for something that 89% of America wants: background checks, complete background checks on everything from commercial sales, which happen at gun dealers, to gun shows, to internet purchases, right? Real comprehensive background checks. So if somebody is red flagged, somebody is there to pick up the damn flag, right? All right. So instead, he decides that he will honor the heroes who were in the Walmart in El Paso when the Walmart was shot up by a crazed white supremacist, right? Don't forget that was a crazy white supremacist who believed our country was being invaded because the president told him that. So now Trump needs to wash the blood off his hands, and he decides that he's going to bring the people from El Paso to the East Room of the White House, right? And he's going to honor them. So now he's going to tell the story of a man named Chris Grant. Chris Grant is a 50-year-old man. Chris Grant was shot in the ribs and the kidney during the rampage, August 3rd, that took 22 lives by a white supremacist terrorist, okay? And he's going to explain to you why Chris Grant is not in the East Room right now.
Chris Grant was picking out snacks for his kids when he suddenly saw the murderer firing at innocent shoppers a few aisles away from him. Chris grabbed, listen to this, soda bottles and anything else in front of him and began hurling them at the gunman, distracting him from the other shoppers and causing the shooter to turn toward Chris and fire at Chris, whereby Chris suffered 2 very serious gunshot wounds, but he is recovering well, and we wish him the best. His family is here. So please thank Chris for us. Please. Think of that.
Think of that, everybody. Think of that. Except none of that happened. Honestly, none of that happened. Chris Grant did not throw bottles or any other such thing at the shooter. The sergeant in El Paso who reviewed the crime footage, the videotape, the, store tapes of the Walmart in El Paso said, quote, "Nobody bothered to check with us," said Sergeant Enrique Carrillo. "They would have been informed, as I am telling you now, that our detectives reviewed hours of video and his actions do not match this account. Mr. Grant was visible in the footage from the store, but he did not do any of the things that you say he did during the massacre. His statements are inconsistent with what was revealed on the video." The reason why Chris Grant was not present in the East Room, where Donald Trump says, oh, he's recovering in the hospital and his family is here, is also untrue. Chris Grant was not recovering in the hospital because Chris Grant had been arrested earlier that day at the White House by Secret Service because Chris Grant is a car thief. He stole a 2009 Mazda 6 and a television set from a Sears store in Richardson, Texas. And he pled guilty to evading arrest in Collins County. And so when he tried to go to this medal ceremony that the president had, this dog and pony show, he was arrested by Secret Service because there was a warrant out for his arrest. And he was not allowed in the East Room. So we have a president who lies about the weather. The weather. And we have a president who lies about, heroes in El Paso when there really are heroes in El Paso. There really are heroes in Dayton. I mean, the police officer that took down the shooter in 30 seconds, but still the shooter was able to kill 9 people because of the firepower he had. So that's your president. That's your president. That is just so sick. And I haven't heard anybody pick up on that. I haven't heard anybody report on that yet. That is just so. By the way, Chris Grant did it. He lied about his heroism because he set up a GoFundMe account where he told the story of throwing bottles at the gunman. He said, I'm not a baseball player, so some went this way and some went that way. But some hit him, and then he turned and he shot me, and I'm in the hospital. And he started a GoFundMe account, and he raised $16,917 for himself. There are photographs of him arriving at Reagan National Airport with his family for this appearance in the East Room. And there are photos of him outside the White House the day that he was supposed to get this medal. He was not in the hospital. The president fully well knew this because the Secret Service arrested him. And the president just continued to, say this fake story and awarded this guy some medal, which he didn't deserve. Yes, he was a victim of a Walmart shooting, but he's also a car thief. He's also a guy who evaded arrest. And he's also a guy who stole a TV set from a Sears and set up a fake GoFundMe account for his own benefit, telling a bogus story that the president is all too willing to repeat to America. He has a criminal record for theft and evading arrest. This is Texas court documents. And I'm reading this out of the freaky right-wing, super conservative Washington Examiner. He was sentenced to 8 months in prison. And this is a guy who's being honored at the White House, but he can't get past the Secret Service to go be honored by this president. It's just so sick, okay? This happened on Monday, and I was listening to it. I heard this story about the bottle throwing. I heard the whole thing. I was in the shower, I think, and I was, I have a TV in the bathroom, a little 13-inch. It's more than you got. So I'll make fun. 13-inch. Works for me. And I heard this story and I was like, wow, that's freaking amazing. Except that it's so freaking amazing because it's not true. Guy is a criminal. He is an actual criminal. And here's the president egging on violence against Hispanic people who, by the way, have some of the lowest crime rates. You know what cities have the lowest crime rates? Sanctuary cities. Lowest crime rates. Because people that are here, that are just trying to make a new life, typically don't break the law. You have very low crime rates in sanctuary cities. And by the way, if you're a murderer, they don't release you on the street. I mean, the man is just, he's a doofus, he's a liar, he's disingenuous, he makes crap up, including this story about a guy he knew was a criminal. There's your criminal.